Hello, everyone.
Cheers.
Welcome to Beyond Heroes. I am joined by a wonderful crew. We've got Lauren Urban playing Orkira Eldrex. We've got B. Dave Walters playing Freely and his floating camera. We have Hope LaVelle playing Penelope Half Pint and now Orlok. We've got Jen Kretchmer playing Alyndra Sarrbarand. We've got TJ Storm playing Keen Deapreth. And we have Adam Bradford playing Briv Steelmarrow. This is Beyond Heroes. We are set currently in a campaign in Wildemount, in the wonderful world of Alexandria, created by Mr. Matthew Mercer. And yeah, it's an unusual show. We've got a very eclectic group of people. Every time that we roll a natural 20, you at home gets a chance to, if you're in Twitch chat, to potentially win a legendary bundle, which is all of the 5th edition D&D books. It's a giant prize. So every time we roll a natural 20, there'll be a raffle in chat. So that'll be really cool. We've got a couple announcements. One, I've got a really cool Critical Role cosplay video coming from Chicago when I was at C2E2, and all of those people were lovely, amazing, positive people, and they're just the best people on the planet. So that video is coming out Monday, and we've got a bunch of Briv Steelmarrow news. Isn't that right? Well, apparently, I don't know.
He is under a silent spell. Briv Steelmarrow is coming to Idle Champions. Like right now, he's there right this second. So if you play Idle Champions, or if you don't, Briv commands you to go try this game out. It is a really interesting game, beautiful art style. Really, really love it. So yeah, check out Briv Steelmarrow. He walks around without the metal like outside of his body, but then when he starts getting hit in the game, the armor comes out. Which is super, super cool. And as you can see, Flo is
That's
here.
Awesome.
He's got equipment for Spiral the Griffin, Theo the Brass Dragon, all kinds of stuff. So definitely check out Briv and Idle Champions starting right this second. And I also wanted to share that we did do a Dev Update musical last week. It actually happened. And so if you have not seen any of that or heard any of those songs, by all means, go check that out. We had some great participation from the cast here that I really appreciate. So check that out on YouTube. Hopefully moderators can get some links out to the playlist, but that was a lot of fun too. So check that out. And then finally, some big news on the alpha front for the Dev Update tomorrow morning. So be sure to join me for the Dev Update tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Same bat channel, different time tomorrow. But same time as normal, but different time than this time right here tomorrow. Way too confusing. Join me for the Dev Update in the morning.
Those times sound made up.
Yes, they are very made up.
All that sounds made up. I don't even believe that's a real video game.
It's probably not. It's all in Briv's head.
Okay,
it's the best Briv's video game ever.
I believe that's all the announcements, correct? Anyone else? Anyone else?
We have fan art.
We have fan art. We got Pen of Smiting.
Yay! I don't know if it's up on the screen because I'm not looking, but we continue to get awesome fan art, and I love showing it off because it makes me happy. And I think this is the one with Keen and Briv. I'm not looking at it, so I can't tell.
I'm not looking at it either. We may just be staring at the screen.
Dost thou hear yonder cacophony?
Okay.
What means this cacophony?
Perfect.
Big bada boom.
Big bada boom. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much. We continue to be super thankful for all of our wonderful fan art.
Great.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say, you guys, I think the reason why fan art means so much to us, it means like something we did inspired you to create something, which is like the highest praise possible. So yes, thank you so very much for all of it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Someone. Oh, I feel so bad. Who drew me as a mind flare?
Oh, I'll look that up. I'll look that up for you real quick.
It was a little disturbing, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a little upsetting, but it's well done. And
good way.
It was just upsetting because it was a mind flare. Randall Hampton.
Fight the mind flare.
Thank you so much for making fan art of me. I do have to say, a skin-colored mind flare is the most upsetting mind flare. So don't know why a gray one is more comfortable to me, but it just is. So yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get on with the show. All right.
with the dawn. Out of the ashes and beyond the night, beyond the masses and into the light, beyond all time in this adventure we chose. We will never give up. We are beyond heroes, beyond heroes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond Heroes. Previously on our episode, our heroes managed to get out of a dungeon after a great deal of black pudding debate. There was a steel skeleton that had a black pudding on it, and after essentially dancing around it as much as possible, freely the halfling managed to procure a ring from it, as well as some other items, some gold, some gems, as well as a greatsword, which Briv Steelmarrow now currently has. After the debate as to whether or not, everyone decided not to kill the black pudding. So everyone went upstairs. Didn't go upstairs. Very specifically, Penelope Halfpint dug a hole all the way through to the surface. You emerged into a forest area next to the mountains and took a long rest. And Orkira Eldritch had a very upsetting nightmare, as did Penelope Halfpint. Not upsetting, but she ran into someone named the Traveler, and the interactions with him were perhaps very pleasant, and he gifted her with some of his own magic. And now Penelope Halfpint is a warlock. And that is where we left off. So it's morning, it's the dawn, and both Orkira Eldritch and Penelope Halfpint have woken up from very different dreams. What are you doing?
How are the kids doing?
Kids are fine.
Okay.
Yeah, they're waking up. They've started eating bacon. Hugo had actually killed a boar in the middle of the night, and
Hugo.
Freely had seen Penelope cast her witch bolt, which is how we figured out what had happened. I'm like, so who did you make this deal with? Was it the hag? I think I'd have noticed if it was the hag.
Yeah, no. It was this person in my head named the Traveler.
Hey, Alyndra?
Yes.
Did you get a list of all the gods that are okay to worship here? Was that something we picked up?
Discover that in my research?
you did discover that.
Is that one of the okay ones?
No.
Oh.
Hey, Penelope, can I make a suggestion? Don't tell anybody.
What? Why not? The Traveler said specifically to tell everybody about them.
Yeah, well, remember what happened to me?
Well, isn't that why we left
No.
that place, though?
What happened to you? I forgot.
Bad things. Bad things happened. So you might want to be careful.
Prison.
Oh, yeah.
Threat of execution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dost we not need to just depart this Dwindag Nabbit Empire, or whatever it is called, and then Penelope can worship whoever she pleases?
Yeah, I'm with Briv on this. Let's just take the kids to Hobben. Where we gotta take these kids?
Hoobastank.
Hoobastank.
Hoobastank. Let's take them to Hoobastank, and then we can get out of this place. We gotta help Orkira anyway.
Clarification from DM, it's Hupperdook. And I judge you.
Briv still says Hoobastank.
It's a completely different word in Halfling. Hupperdook. Let's deliver the kids, and then go find this bright queen lady, because look at Orkira. She's all pale, which is hard on golden scales.
While this is proceeding, I am checking my leg to see if there's any infection or any change from the claw bits that were in it before.
No, you're healing up nicely. It had been infected almost immediately, having the hag's nails try to burrow into your ankle. But now, after cure wounds and remove curse have been cast, your ankle is healing up quite nicely.
Very well. It is time for the little warriors to begin their training. They've had enough time to eat. I pulled them aside while the others weapons training.
Okay, what kind of weapons are they using? Are they using like staves or branches?
They still have the pieces of random machine parts that they found from down below. They have not proved themselves as warriors yet, so they still only have practice weapons.
Okay.
A wrench and a lead pipe, I believe.
Yep.
So they will learn to use these properly and gain the strength and skill before graduating to real weapons.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have you've got about 12 children. You know, King Deapreth is sitting out there in a slight clearing in the forest with his own glaive, and you see about 12 of the children all in formation. At first it's kind of like what they're kind of like not into it. It's morning, they'd rather sleep in, but they get into more and more of a formation as time and minutes go by and start moving through choreographed a series of movements that you would see perhaps in a monastery.
My season of autumn deepens, and I continue.
Okay.
So how far away is Hupperdook?
You can see the black smoke from Hupperdook in the far distance, and it's clear it's at the end of this mountain range as you look to the south, southeast. And you do see quite a bit of just dark smoke coming from it, and you even from this distance you can hear this constant rhythmic kind of boom, 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 the sound of machines being used far in the distance.
I'd look for Avrin.
Avrin is hanging out with Rend, having some kind of weird philosophical discussion with this giant kind of iron golem-like creature.
I'm actually fine with all three of them being there. I'm like, and you guys are sure that these kids are going to be safe in Hupperdook? I mean, as reasonably safe as anyone is anywhere in this world?
Yeah, Avrin speaks up. They should be fine, actually. Strangely, Hupperdook, even though being sort of for the Empire being a place where many of their weapons of war are created, are almost entirely independent from the Empire at the same time. And there isn't actually a very large Crown's Guard presence there either. They only recently joined the Empire about 200 years ago. And liberties, you might say, within the Empire.
How much further is it? A day's travel? 2, 5?
It's a day's travel. You can see as far as I can.
All right.
And,
I guess
they're going to be okay. What with them being drow and goblins and kobolds? No one's going to bother them?
I have a safe house there. It's going to be fine. We're just going to get them over the border eventually, or perhaps transport them to another place that is more hospitable to children.
Hey, Rand, you're the one person we haven't talked to about this. When we showed up in Rexentrum, there was like a circle of ice, and we didn't remember anything. And like I was up on a sign, and I was on fire, and Briv's sword was covered in blood. Like, does this mean anything to you?
No, it means nothing to me. That sounds like a great story.
No, it depends on how it ends, buddy. All right, thanks. Okay.
It also kind of
Being
depends on how it
perfectly
begins.
honest, my sword being covered in blood at strange random times is not all that random, so to speak.
Okay.
It's less about the random and more about the we don't remember what led to that. I think that's the problem, right?
I'm sure that I killed someone.
Is there something wrong with your brains?
Yeah.
Would you like me to fix your brains?
No. And I very much hold up my clockwork hand like, no, I'm good. No.
Orkira considers for a very long moment. I don't know. Freely's probably right.
There isn't anything on a humanoid's body that cannot be replaced.
All right, kids, time to roll.
And I would like
Technically, a head is a limb.
That's not accurate.
Ren, we should talk while we're walking. I'm really interested in having a discussion
It comes
about
off by sword just slightly harder than an arm or leg.
anatomy, perhaps. Some discussions about how
I work without my head. I'm sure that you work without your head as well. I can take one of your heads off to show as a demonstration.
Not so much. Remember
He
he puts his hand on Alyndra's head and starts just lifting.
I'm fine with my head right now. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I prefer to keep it on.
Don't be insecure about this. It's going to be perfectly fine.
I'm quite comfortable. Thank you very much.
Listen. Everyone should overcome their fears of being headless.
It's not that.
Look, I can do it. And he takes his head off.
Rend, you can do that because you're special. We can't.
See, it's all connected. It doesn't have the joint there that you have where you can unscrew the knobs.
Consent is sexy, Rand. Consent is sexy. And I do like punch him with my, but I mean, just like, I don't try and hurt him, but like with my clockwork arm, I'm like,
you hit him and it's just like, dong. And it's like a little warmer than he should be. Like, it's just like hot. It's like punching a hot skillet. All right. If everyone's insecure about this whole headless thing, I won't take anyone's heads off today.
None of us need full body transplants today.
But when your birthday comes, perhaps I will have a surprise for you.
I like where you're going. I would personally recommend not surprising anyone with headlessness.
No, definitely not. If anything, people like to put on things like hats and helmets. We tend to add on rather than remove.
Although, to Ren's point, I would submit that most headlessness is very much a surprise when it arrives.
Agreed.
But it's never a good thing.
I've never seen someone without a look of surprise once they've been headless, and they look, I think, ecstatic.
Not helping.
Does that expression change after you've done that? Because for us, it's good when that expression can change. That usually means they're dead, which is not a great way to be for us.
They're happy forever, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about this on the road, buddy.
Okay.
We need to. Let's get to getting.
I would like to be collecting the stories of the children as much as I can, because folklore always contains important information about cultures and societies. So I would like to be listening to their stories. I tell them my stories and listen to their stories.
Well, currently they are, it's hard to interview them because they're still training with King Deapreth right now. But you will have the option later probably to do so.
Then may I read up on the Dunamancy book that I have?
Yes, and you haven't really had much of an opportunity to do so. As you open the book, you find lots of random scribblings and drawings, and some of them are like made out of chalk. And you were able to learn some about Dunamancy as you see King Deapreth in the distance, training the children and them all getting better and better at their formations and their combat. You learn that Dunamancy is very much about potential, and not only time itself, but also gravity. So there are a number of spells that you yourself know that could easily fall into the category of Dunamancy. It is a arcane type of magic that is largely being studied by the Kreen Empire, and mostly comes from there. Some of these notes seem like mad ravings. This book was partially written by Averin, and you see several drawings of, you see a reference to knights, specifically Echo Knights. And there's a drawing of a knight and then a shadow next to it. And this reminds you very much of one of your encounters that you had where another form of someone came out of their body to fight alongside them in Rexentrum when the Dark Elves were attacking. And then you see yourself drawn in the book.
What am I doing?
You're just standing there. It's just a fairly well done drawing of you in the book. And as you turn the pages, you see Orkira Eldrex, you see a drawing of Penelope Half-Pint, and each of these are a scene. There's a moment where you see yourself reaching out to the Kraken, and you see images of freely as a mind flare. You see Keen Deapreth facing off with a dragon High Lord. You see Penelope Halfpint.
I'm gonna fast
in
forward to see how far it goes in the story.
It stops about several months ago.
What's the last thing in it?
The last thing in it is a tree that is partially made out of bone and wood.
So it's my last memory prior to coming here?
Yeah. It's your last memory prior to going there, and you actually see a drawing in loose chalk of this shadowy figure that clearly is the outline of Avron, and written under it is imposter.
Oh no.
What's everyone else doing? Orkira, how is your morning going?
I've plunked myself next to wherever Penelope is sitting, hopefully near the fire, because I'm still kind of cold from the nightmare. I'm like, so, tell me about the traveler, since you probably can't tell anybody else.
Penelope
Briv is just walking behind and through where everybody's going, like over where the kids are, where they're having their conversation, doing lunges.
It's like a perfect circle of lunges around the entire party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Penelope has taken a stick and she's kind of drawing stick figures, just like in the dirt. And
Any specific stick figures?
Yeah. So there's a stick figure with a lion's mane of red curly hair, and she's like singing, like, his name is the Traveler. He's here to make the world better. His eyebrows are made of feathers, and he's never, never, never gonna leave me. That's all I know, really.
That's pretty neat that you got taught a song, too. You got powers in a song. That's pretty fun.
Yeah. Power of song. So here's me, and here's him, and you can see that I'm like a lot smaller than him, but you know, but it's okay because he's big and he's gonna protect all of us. He said he's gonna be a friend to everybody.
Okay. And you seem nice.
Oh yeah. He seems so nice.
Okay. Listen, I didn't mean for you not to tell anybody about your new friend, our new friend, the new friend. I don't know. I just get in trouble, you know? So you just probably want to be careful about who you talk to.
Okay, I'll try. But, you know, I also made a promise to tell everybody, so maybe I won't. Try.
All right. I can, yeah. I mean, I get the making a promise to someone that said they were going to help you, so I'll see what I can do to help if things go bad, okay?
Okay.
All right. Oh, are you drawing Alyndra?
No, that's you.
Oh.
Okay. I should add wings, probably.
I think I'm a little shorter.
Your lunges persist, and now you have formed a complete dirt circle around everyone as you have finished your lunges for the day. What do you want to do other than lunges this morning?
At this point in time, Briv is just trying to seriously loosen up for the travel ahead. And he, like, as he's going around behind everyone and doing this, he's just saying, time to go. And he's just like kind of randomly saying that, trying
I guess it's time to go.
Get everybody to stop whatever they're doing and us to go to the city of Hoobastank.
Hupperdook.
Hupperdook.
I'm not opposed to people losing levels here and there.
We'll let the fans be the judge of whether that's.
I didn't know that sword was cursed. Weird.
Weird.
Levels, limbs, lives.
Nothing funkier than Hupperdook.
Everything can be lost.
Can't verify.
But then you have quests to go get it back.
Yeah, there you go.
And you lose other things along the way going to get those things back, you know.
I will
And then
Wonderful
suddenly
cycle.
you're staring at a blank character sheet.
Freely
rolling
wants
up
to,
a level 1 character.
Yeah.
Freely wants to talk. Do it while we're traveling. Like I won't say anything till we're on the move.
All right, King, do you get done with the lesson with the children?
If it is time to go, then yes. But I keep the 2 that I have given weapons to close so that they may practice doing their job at least for an hour in the morning. Then they can join the other children on the walk.
All right, everyone finishes their eggs and bacon, and Hugo packs everything up, and everyone starts moving on their way, walking towards Hupperdook.
Let us move to Humperdinck.
When
what, he doesn't get threatened?
that's how you say it in Elvish. Everybody knows that.
I'm threatening him with my eyebrow. Trust me, it's the worst of it.
Over a group chat, using telepathic bond, I would like to let everyone know that I had picked up this book as we were going down. As we were going into the tunnels, I found a book, and as I was going through it, we're in it.
Briv immediately tries to like take it from you to see where he is at in it.
I'm not holding it. It's packed away.
Well, then
Yeah.
Briv is saying, "Oh, canst I see? I want to see if they captured mine likeness."
Yeah. Is it like a storybook, like with pictures and
Like
everything?
a comic book.
Like a book for heroes?
Wait, we are not talking about Tuskalove, correct?
Oh, please, no, don't let it be tough.
No, that was confiscated, unfortunately.
Oh, we lost Tusklove? I was going to read the rest of that.
Worked
We
not
lost
in
one of
this
the
world at
volumes
that
with the
point.
rest.
That shall be in the sequel.
I'll get someone to fill me in on book 1. I'll just start on book 2.
There's not much story there. It's just
I'll read a recap or something.
Framework.
Just a series of action sequences.
But it's strangely long.
Tis what she said.
That was the
That's
title
what
of the
yeah,
chapter
thank
2.
you.
Tuskalove shit strangely long. That's
Strangely
pretty good.
long.
It's. I think that we need to.
We broke her.
Well,
It
you
was
guys
the tis
remember
what she
the last
said.
time there was pictures of us from the future, it sort of ended with us destroying the world. So maybe
Oh, yeah.
Or saving it, depending on your point of view.
No, I super think it was all worthwhile. It all paid off fabulously, but that's still what happened, though.
I mean, we're still here, and there's still a world and things, right?
So, Todd of Averin before this, when we look at the picture of the man by the tree,
So
does it
I
mean
haven't
anything?
shown you the book yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So I haven't taken it out. I don't want to let on anything about it.
Okay.
I kind of what I was trying to get to was we should. There are reasons I think we shouldn't discuss this publicly or with Averin or Rend or Hugo. But I have some concerns about our escorts here.
Well, we're only going to Hupperdook with them, right? And then we're going to go somewhere else. So let's just get to the city, make sure the kids are okay, and then we'll talk outside the city.
I mean, Hupperdook can't be any worse than Rexentrum, and if they were going to hurt
Don't
the kids,
say that. Please don't say that.
Why would you put that into the universe? Have you not
Don't
learned
ever
by
say
now?
You know, until the last 48 hours, the world has been a good place, and like the life is fun for me. Okay, so I'm believing this was just
You
a minor
were a
bump.
mind flayer.
The likelihood of it being worse is fairly minimal.
See, and I don't think they mean the kids any harm because they already had the kids. If they were going to hurt them, they would have. So
I don't think they're going to harm the kids. I'm worried about the city, but it sounds like the city's going to be fine. So.
In reading about in kind of the friendly, visiting,
the Zagat's Guide to
Wildemount on a budget. Seeing Wildemount on 5 pepper pieces a day. Did I find out anything about Hupperdook other than the fact that it is a gnome city? Like, do I know anything about the culture of it? That's what I'm trying to.
Dost thou know how to pronounce it?
They work hard and they play hard. Yeah.
Rowdy town, dangerous town.
Not dangerous, not necessarily dangerous. Not quite the word.
They're they're gnome edgelords.
Like we're looking at rocking out kind of.
Oh yeah, like if you like to party.
Let us make this as practical as possible. If the children travel with us to where we are going, they should danger than they would in Hupperdook.
Hupperdook, back of the throat, back of the throat.
Hupperdook, yeah.
I just want to make sure that we're not bringing them like that it's not a town that's going to kill them on sight kind of thing. Or that's the kind of cultural.
It very specifically says in the guide that this is not a place they kill children. No, it is very no. You feel comfortable. Like Hupperdook seems like an okay city for them to be at. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be of an imminent threat. So
okay,
yeah. But that given the fact that Avon mentioned that there is a safe house, very likely that they will be safe.
I agree with Briv. It's a better option than coming wherever we're going.
That's true.
We seem to find problems.
People tend to die a lot around us.
Yeah, and I still don't have any diamonds to bring anybody back. So
if we get there and they're in danger, then we'll save them. Then
we do have that gate. We could potentially take them back to Waterdeep if it still functioned correctly.
What? We could just leave? Yes, let's go right now.
Why
I didn't
are
know
we still here?
Yeah, no, let's go to Waterdeep now.
I offered up the option before, and no one wanted to go.
I want to see
Clearly, I
Hupperdook.
did not understand that we could just go back to Waterdeep.
What? I still have a hand.
I'm not sure it works. It's we haven't tried it since. It wasn't. I don't have a ton of experience
we should
with this.
try it. And let all the people go there. This place is horrible.
Wow. Oh, Briv, man, we could have just left.
Let me just make sure that we could take them with us if we open that up. But yeah, we have a cubic gate with us.
Freely very much like, I know this is all in our heads, but very much like breaks with formation and just like walks off the path, like grumbling to himself, like, could have just gone home this whole time.
As you're waving with your mechanical bionic arm.
Yeah, like kicking rocks, like, didn't say could go home.
You're making me kick.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm actually quite curious about this place, and I'd like to know more about it, since no one's been here before. That's other than
there are thousands of people already here, so people have been here before.
But we had never heard of it. This is new to us.
Just like the odd Eldritch blast is just blowing up trees.
Just the odd pine cone just exploding into shrapnel. Squirrels are running away from the fierce and deadly warlock known as
I believe that we should try to return because I have people that I care about back in Faerun.
Also, I kind of agree. If you had asked a couple days ago, yeah, sure, let's explore. This is kind of sucked. Let's not be here anymore.
But people need us here.
People need us everywhere.
Make a with advantage an intel a charisma check for me, B Dave, for Freely. Because at this moment of your anger and your rage and you're shooting Eldritch blasts everywhere you go, your Eldritch blast is changing as you get angry.
That is
green.
I feel it was like reddish green already. That is a 26.
You inadvertently, through inspiration, almost as if in kind of the sense like when you are composing music. Sometimes you know what the next notes are, whether you know why you know it or not. You have invented a cantrip known as Freely's Tantrum.
Cool.
First of all, I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah. But but does it just it's just a different like visual display of like
you've created a new sort of spell that you need to like. You feel like you have this amorphous blob of an idea now of arcane energy, and you'll have to get back to the DM.
Perfect. Just but it feels good though. It feels good.
Yeah, you it probably deals damage, but also calms you at the same time.
All right. It's,
You pass off that anger to somebody else. It's anger transference.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. No. I'm good. All right, I'm good. While we're still moving, I'm like, out loud, I'm like, Penelope, can I talk to you for a second?
Yes.
And still sort of, within, I'll say 50 feet from the group. So where we could clearly see them or they could see us if something grabbed us, but like where we can kind of talk carefully. I'm like, I figure I'd ask you a little bit about this like warlock stuff and maybe I could like, show you some things.
Okay, yeah, I don't feel any different except for I've made a new friend, and that's always a good feeling.
You've got a friend to the end, that's for sure. Well, okay. Even though I have my my short sword that's in my arm, I still got my old just mundane blade. I take it out and I show it to her, and then it just sort of like turns jet black and like a little bit of ice goes down it just for a second. I'm like, can you do anything like that? I told you my connection is just I just feel it. Like, I mean, I haven't seen the gods. I haven't seen whoever helps me, but it just acts through me sometimes. And one of the things I'm just good with like any weapon I touch. If I'm just like, no, that one, and I can just do it. Like, I mean, because it's just in me. Like, can you just like feel it? Like,
okay, let me try because everyone keeps calling me this warlock thing, but I don't know what that means. So, you think it's just a feeling, right?
Oh, it's more than a feeling. I mean, the pachoo, but I mean, it's just like,
okay.
It's like, I don't have to try. It just happens.
Okay, I don't feel anything. All I can feel is, okay, wait. I could just ask my friend, right?
I mean, if he's gonna answer, yeah. Like, it doesn't work like that for me. Like, but yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Hello, Mr. Traveler person. If you can hear me, can you please let me do something kind of cool?
I super listen in because we're telepathically connected. I try and hear if I hear. I don't let her know, but I'm very much like.
Does he hear anything?
Roll a wisdom roll a persuasion check. What are you saying to the traveler right now?
Just asking, Mr. Traveler, can you like help me do something? I don't know anything. Maybe something kind of cool.
Okay.
Oh, that's a nat one.
Halfling luck. No, it isn't.
Oh, yay! Yay for halflings.
Yay! You're like,
Hooray for halflings. The children's book.
I want that book. Now it's a 22.
Me too.
Oh, wow. Okay. All of a sudden, all of Penelope Halfpine's hair just suddenly like floats in the air, and she flies off the ground as the leaves swirl all around her, and green energy kind of dances around her feet. And then everything stops. And then all the leaves in Penelope Halfpine drop to the ground.
Was that a warlock thing?
Yeah. That's what bring it in back up. Yeah, woo, yeah, all right. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, just and then I just kind of like explain to her some of the stuff I can do. I'm like, when I can like touch people and I can like see through their eyes, like, I mean, that's like, I just like do it, so like, just think about it, like, if we just try things. I mean, we're walking this whole time, by the way, but I'm like,
yeah,
just like I'm like, okay, like, hold on a second, and I there's no way for me to show her that I'm doing this, but I'm like, I tell you, like, I touch her and I use my share senses. you know, and I'm like, all right, turn around and like look down at your fingers, and how many fingers are you holding up? Look, I can't see. Just tell me. Or don't tell me, just look at your fingers.
Okay.
And then I know, like I'm like 4. Because I can see what you can see. Yeah, right. See? Like, you know, that's just a thing I can do because of that. So you can do stuff.
Oh, that's really cool. That's
how we spied to get Orkira out of the jail. The guard, he showed me everything, and he didn't even know he was showing me.
Very fancy. I'm just used to like moving giant walls and rocks and dirt and water and stuff that's really big and powerful. But this is cool too.
I think you're gonna find this is a whole different connection to the Feywild. Whole different connection.
Yay! I'm excited.
Okay. And we keep walking.
Okay, you keep on walking. Keen, the children are marching almost in kind of army fashion down the road.
The kids go marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah.
Mm-hmm. So Keen has found the Keen Scouts.
Oh, that's adorable.
I want art.
And they have put leaves in their hair and twigs and stuff, trying to kind of mimic your appearance as much as they possibly can along the way.
They have badges. They rotate to tell what season they're in.
Yeah, they've already started saying, like the Goblin Child is like, I am in my winter.
I'm in my summer.
Oh, you absolutely are. No, you look great.
Very well. They are doing well, and I make
Kobold's like, I'm in my off season.
Okay. We'll get you back on.
That I share my elven bread with them. It's a snack for doing so well. About an hour in, before the first break, before lunch.
Okay. It is hit about lunchtime, and you are very close to the city of Hupperdook, and you keep on hearing it. And the sun is going to set probably in about 4 to 5 hours, and by then you'll be in the city.
Is this roughly winter-ish time? Like the days are fairly short?
It's hard to tell whether this is fall or spring right now. So.
Okay. Still kind of coolish in the morning, warmish in the afternoon type deal?
Exactly.
Okay.
Wait 5 minutes and the weather will change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, do we need to do anything special to get into the city, or are they just going to let us in? Averin.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know I was part of this. Well, I have a back entrance into the city. It should be fine. Again, there's not much Kingsguard there, so Crown's Guard, and yeah, you shall be able to get in just fine.
Averin, you said that this place is not a human city.
No, this is largely gnomes, dwarves, and some humans.
And these children, they are not any of those things. They will be okay there.
They will be okay there for now. We are putting them in a safe house, and then we will take them elsewhere. We will probably head to the south and probably sail for Zorhas.
Why are you doing this, Averin?
Because this is what I do.
Help people, or you are getting paid?
No, I help get people from one place to another. That's the entire thing I do. It's what I care about doing. Whether you need to get to another plane of existence, or if you need to get to another country, or you are on the run, I help get people to other locations that they need to be.
Wait, all of those things.
Wait, yeah, no, we told you that like Circle of Ice, didn't know how we got here, don't know what's going on. Like these are all words we said to you, and that didn't trigger anything in your mind until this very second, Averin.
No, because you're not my concern. My concern are these 12 children.
Wow.
These are the people I am trying to get to the location
someone is paying thou gold?
No, I'm not getting paid gold.
Then why dost thou not care about us?
Because we're not children.
More than capable of taking care of yourselves.
Except we can't get back to where our home is.
No, but we can figure that out. I mean, he's right. We're the kids need protecting. The kids need somebody.
If thou hast the power to help someone and thou dost not do it, thou art an ass.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to make a choice between two people.
If you are
incapable
incapable of asking in a polite way, then you are something worse.
I believe says the dude that robbed our friend in the first 30 seconds.
Politely asked.
You all seem very capable, all of you somehow, to go wherever you want to. You have a powerful wizard, you have a powerful druid, you have a powerful cleric. You seem capable on your own. My priority right now are these 12 children and getting them to safety, and I will do anything I have to make sure that happens.
And that's good, because that means that once we're here, then we don't have to worry about that anymore. We can go do whatever we need to do.
Well, let me ask you this, buddy. And I show him the ring. Does this mean anything to you?
He examines it. It's of dark elf make. And as used to communicate sometimes vast distances. I had one once myself once.
All right. If we needed to get to what's the name of the place where the Bright Queen is? Oh, sorry.
Xhorhas.
Xhorhas, the place he wants to take the kids is the place we got to go?
He's taking the long way around. If you ask him to show you on the map, it's a convoluted way. Like it's going to take months.
What if we had to get there much faster and weren't afraid of a little risk?
Well,
not for the kids, for us.
Right. I think flying is kind of out of the question, considering you'll be pretty conspicuous. If with all these purple worm attacks, there may be tunnels that lead under the mountains going up to the Xhorhas border, or you could head north possibly and try to use the rivers and the sea up north to go around and get there. I'm not taking the children that way because it is a very cold and semi-dangerous journey, but it might be the fastest way. I wouldn't be surprised if the tunnels of these purple costs perhaps have been filled in or are guarded in some way. I would not recommend trying to go through the border.
I pointed Keen's chewed up calf and I'm like, and we had a mixed bag of experiences in the last tunnel.
Do we even know where we gotta go in Xhorhas? And do we even know how we're supposed to see the Bright Queen, or even if she'll help us? Like, there's a lot of questions we don't know.
Well, after we get the kids to safety and I hold up the ring, I'm like, maybe we just ask.
Are non-drow welcomed in this place?
Oh, in the Empire? Not particularly, no. I mean, wait, in Xhorhas? Absolutely. Xhorhas. Yes. In fact, if anything, humans are not very welcome.
Humans are not.
I mean, there are humans who are in Xhorhas, but it is almost the flip side of the Dwellalian Empire. So,
very well.
Now let's get these kids into town then.
Yeah, one thing at a time. Let's do this.
Okay. Nothing really quite happens unless there's anything you want to do. There are no encounters. So.
I like no encounters. That's nice. That'd be really
We're
good.
Gonna be
Let's
spending
go
the night here.
You can, yeah, you will very likely be spending the night in Hupperdook.
Divine sense. As we like when we're within range of, like, you know, fairly close range of the walls.
You just want to divine sense the entire city.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, there's no one bad anywhere. I would be more suspicious if you were like, there's nothing negative anywhere in the city. I'm like, this is a fey illusion. Burn it to the ground.
As the sun begins setting and you find yourselves perfectly silhouetted, as you're moving across a hill, you're heading into Hupperdook, and you see kind of the black smoke still coming from the chimney stacks. There is this kind of beautiful outline of Keen Deapreth and all of his Keen scouts, all marching behind him as they reach the wall of Hupperdook. And Hugo and Rend also go over there, and you see Avon move a few arcane symbols in the air, and a door slowly opens up.
And back door.
It
This
leads
is
into
inside
an
the city
alleyway.
or outside the city?
Outside the city.
Did you have to speak friend to get it to open?
Why does everyone ask me that?
Hey, that's not a no. That is not a no. Right.
Yeah, I'm ashamed. It's like the 1, 2, 3, 4 of passwords for walls, but yeah.
From our time with the gnomes, because when we were do I have anything, a coin, a tool, any gnomish knickknack that I've still got from that time? A spit.
Oh, wait, I got something. Hold on. Thank you. Did I mention thank you for getting most of my stuff back? I really appreciate it. And I'll go digging around in my bag, and I'm gonna pull out the spectrometer, and I'll show it to you.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I don't know, like if we deal with some gnomes, who knows? Maybe you can show that like we're like down for the cause, you know? Like I don't know.
With this?
It might be a useful prop. Like we've had friendly dealings with gnomes before, you know?
Okay. I mean, this is a completely different plane of existence, gnomes, but we can try.
I bet gnomes are the same everywhere. Gnomes.
I don't know. I don't think that's...
Gnomes are just discount halflings, okay?
Assign something to Freely. It cultures change.
I'm sure they're going to be terrible.
It was the Ghostwise Halfling's variation on the ancestral halfling gesture.
Instead of this way, it's more side to side. Like I get it though. Yeah, all right, got it.
Yeah, it's and in some places you can make that hand sign like it's a.
It's true.
It's a sign.
Yeah, that's our sign. You can't make our sign. Yeah,
I got it. As you pass through the wall, the sound of music becomes louder and louder and louder, and you hear screams and hollerings everywhere. And Keen and Hugo and Rend rush the children over to a nearby house, and they unlock the door, and open the door, and everyone kind of goes in. And
what's with the party?
In the alley, there are 2 passed out drunk gnomes just snoring as loud as you've ever heard them. And one of them is actually holding a flintlock pistol. Just, okay, I'll shoot.
I told you, gnomes are the same everywhere.
And he goes back to sleep.
Okay, not the kind of party we want to hang out with. And I'll go inside.
What is this building we're going inside of though?
It's a house. It is a stone house.
I mean, is this the safe house for the children?
Yeah.
Is it best for us to stay with these children?
Probably
we tend
not.
to attract quite a bit of attention and trouble. I start looking, is there some kind of other establishment?
Oh, there are, yeah. If you start walking around that building as the children have been ushered in, if this is goodbye, the children kind of poke their heads back out. Bye, Keen.
The children will not go into this place alone. I will go first to make sure that it is well enough for them to be safe.
You go in. Most of the wood in there is oak. There are plenty of beds, a living room, a fireplace. Of, kind of gnomish devices as well that are not particularly helpful. Like, something that you wheel around and it helps you like put frosting on a cake. Just useless gnomish devices that don't make sense, but are also fairly harmless. But yeah, there are beds for all of the children, and several beds, and the place is clearly also warded by some arcane magic as well from the inside, almost like a larger tiny hut in a sense.
Medium hut.
Medium hut.
Avron's medium hut.
Mm-hmm. Avron's medium hut. Yeah.
Avron's extra L.
Avron's average.
Avron's much bigger hut.
Yeah. Avron's average establishment. Yeah.
There you go.
Avron's average establishment is okay. 2 spells have been made this episode. The service is not great, but it's not terrible at the same time. Yeah.
It is a solid 3, yes. Then yeah, I look over at Hugo and Rand, and I'm like, well, is this where we here on the shores of this average establishment where our fellowship meets its end?
Yes, I think we really appreciate you getting us this far. We are very thankful.
And we're thankful for you for your help too.
You have changed these children's lives.
Is there a way for us to get in touch with you easily, other than sending, in case we need to contact you?
Well, I am actually planning on putting up roots here in Hupperdook. I have gotten the impression the gnomes drink quite a bit, and I can myself, despite my old age, lift a lot of casks of ale. And it's actually win-win really for me when you look at the economics of how large a gnome is and how much alcohol they drink. I think I could make quite a good retirement living here by opening up a bar. So the shots can be much tinier. So, and also if people get a little bit rough, I can perhaps pick them up and just take them outside of the tavern. So that is nice as well. Much easier to deal with than say a Goliath. You don't want to deal with like a drunk Goliath. Even an unconscious Goliath is a bit of an issue, frankly. I don't want to get into it. Yes.
I hold up my hand and show it to Rand, and I'm like, do I need to know anything else about this thing?
Well, be careful while you're sleeping.
I pop the blade out, and it glows brightly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I would watch out for. I wouldn't high-five anyone anytime soon.
That is vital to my identity.
Perhaps Briv, there's that solution that the two of you have.
Yeah, you can high-five Briv.
Anyone who's not made of metal.
We high-fived earlier and you were fine. I trust you.
I can use the other hand, but it's weird with the other. It's
just be careful.
If thou dost look at the elbow of the other person, that will still hit even with thine other hand.
Oh my God, I have not heard that in a long time.
Well, I do look down at it and I'm like, well, either way, thank you. And I high five him with the metal hand.
You see like one bead of sweat. Like, it's totally fine. Like, he's trying to make you feel good about it. He's like, oh God, I'm going to lose my hand now.
No, we've both been disarmed.
Before we go, Avon, we have no memory of meeting Avon before, or do you recall? Have you ever been to there's a tree that we visited once, and I describe it without getting into the location too much. Like, I don't want to give that away, but just the general description of it. Do you recall? Have you ever been there? Do you know anything about that place?
Yeah, I'm not your father. It's not me.
I'm confused. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
father.
That's a weird flex.
Totally strange patriarchy.
I wrote that book, and my wife and I wanted to spend the rest of our lives together, and then our next lives and our next lives. So we were consecuted by the Kryn Empire, so that once we died, we would be reincarnated together again. But for us to get to be consecuted, I had to worship the Luxon, and I also had to serve the Empire, the dynasty, I should say. And I became what they call an Echo Knight. So I was once able to move a shadow, a potentiality of myself out of my body to help fight alongside myself, much like some of the Kryn warriors do. But something went wrong.
What went wrong?
My shadow left. and I could not be an Echo Knight any longer.
How does your shadow leave?
That's a good question. And I don't know. But whatever that thing is a... Dunamancy teaches of potential. And my shadow found a way of leaving me behind. So I have no magic left in me.
If thou canst ever find it, someone can sew it back onto thine foot. I have heard a story of this before.
Yes, well, I've also heard tales of using soap to also stick a shadow to oneself.
Certainly can work, yes.
Have you tried thinking of happy things? I've heard it casts fly on you.
It all sounds made up.
It needs pixie dust for that. I thought that thou wert a wizard.
Oh, Penelope, do you have any pixie dust? Maybe we can help this guy.
Sparkles.
You all get hit by dust glitter. You just get hit by halfling glitter, and it gets in
that's
your
never
eyes
gonna
and
come
your
out.
hair. Just
like,
everywhere.
Do you feel any different? Try and fly.
Avron's like completely covered head to toe in glitter.
Glitter beard. It's a good look.
So, okay. Just dusts the glitter out of his hair. I'm okay with it.
Second star to the right and straight on till morning.
I get to spend the rest of my life with my wife. We have a good life together. I do not need to be magical.
Wait,
if we were to find...
Where's your wife? We found you drunk in an alleyway.
Well, okay, I was having some of a hard time about it, yes. But she actually, she works near the border, actually giving tours.
Tours of what?
Notable people have died in locations in Wildemount.
Oh, I think someone was talking about this. Is this the purple worm tours?
Oh, you've heard of them? Yes, the purple worm
someone was
tours.
talking about it.
Yes, very famous.
So if we're trying to get there, should we go find your wife? Maybe we can like get a ride on a purple worm, go see some sights. Go to Jorhas.
You can certainly try to get a purple worm. You will need documents and stuff like that verified and all of that. That's true.
Okay.
Joke gets away from DM.
Oh yes. Always.
Yep.
If we were to find your shadow, what would we need? Would you want us to bring it back?
I am happy.
That's not what I asked.
I don't want it back. I don't need it back. It's not me.
You don't want your magic back.
I do not care. There are other ways to learn magic. Clearly. And he flexes his hand.
Well,
is there something you'd like us to do if we do encounter it?
Maybe give him a halfling gesture of some kind.
Oh, Freely's really good at those.
Well, thank you for that. So I'm okay. You can move on now. For bringing the children here, they will be safe, I promise you.
Why don't I remember anything past that point?
I do not know.
I have this, and I have the dirt, the glowing vial of dirt from that place around my neck.
Yeah.
Do I remember where that's from now, or?
You remember where it's from?
Okay.
And as I've said, you remember your mother. You just don't remember him.
Do you think there's anything that this could do to help us understand?
I don't know.
Recall
this is not my area of expertise. This is all arcane dunamancy magic. I am not the person to ask about this. It is all theoretical.
Who I should ask about this? Who is
the answers are maybe in Zorhas if you are really looking, but I'm just a man.
Well, you're a man that helped us, and we really appreciate it. And so, thanks for taking care of the kids.
Yep. Yeah. Fare thee well.
Actually,
Briv starts walking off.
Actually, I talked to the little drow kid.
Sorry. I thought it would be looking up to you for a minute.
No, not the, yeah,
Hello.
no, it's early
Hello.
puberty. I'm like, hey, before we head out, you, by chance, were you born in Zorhast?
Yes.
I realized that you had to be very young when you came to Rexentrum, but if we were trying to get back to Zorhast, is there anything that, a story, like, my friend Alyndra was asking, like, the special mountains will guide you home, anything you could do to help us?
I'm 7.
But you're a very mature 7. Look at the size of you, boy.
I am.
All right. Well, hey, just
You could take giant eagles. Are those a thing?
I'll walk up at this point and put a wing around Freely and be like, he doesn't need a giant eagle. We've got a druid and we got a me. But thanks.
That is excellent advice, buddy. Just
I'm a giant eagle.
She is. She's a giant eagle.
Take care of yourself, okay, kid? Remember what Keen taught you. It'll keep you safe.
Aw.
Yep. And head out too.
And they all hug Keen.
I get down on a single knee, and after the hug, I look at all of them. We have shared some stories and several footsteps. You have taken the first path of the warrior. This path is not for all of you, but the lessons you have learned on this path, you can carry through your entire life. You two eldest, I charge you with looking over the rest of your family, and yes, this is your family. You are all family to each other, and you must all take care of each other. I charge you with this. Do you all accept?
Yes.
Remember this. We will meet again someday, perhaps. Remember the stories of the Feywild and the Elven Court, and the stories of the warriors and the heroes. Perhaps some of you will make your own stories, and I will await to hear those stories. Little Drow, come here. There's another world. In this world, there is a giant. And in the middle of this giant's head is a giant eye. On top of his head, he has hair. And at the end of those hairs, there are other eyes. I met this thing once, and it had a pet goldfish. I do not lie. That said, I took this from that place. It is a small music box with the image of something called Silgar. You play this music and you will know that there are other stories out there. There are other worlds, and there are other people like you that will need your help. Grow, be strong, little one. All of you, be strong. Share this music, share your stories. Take care of each other.
I need a name for the drow child.
His name is Furion.
Thank you, Keen.
Very well, Furion. Very well, children. I will see you in another season, no doubt. Strength and honor.
All right.
At this point, as Briv is walking away, just under his breath, he's kind of muttering, "Huggeth Keen, what art we, chopped liver?" And he's kind of, just muttering under his breath, and he's walking like he's trying to walk, really upright and looking for a place that he's going to stay the night. But then he does, like his eyes start watering. He just sobs just a little bit and holds it back and just immediately doesn't wipe his eyes because he knows that's going to give him away, but he keeps his back to everybody the whole time, and he's just trying to find his way. He probably finds some establishments before the eventual one that he stops at, but he's trying to let everything dry up and calm down before he actually goes into one of them.
Okay. You do so. You find a bar back at the safe house. All right. Well, I guess we're parting ways. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate everything you've done for us. Please be safe. And if you need transportation to another location, I will do my best if I can find a way for you to get home or to somewhere else, I will do my best in the future. Thank you for your help. I really appreciate it. I am sorry that I stole a diamond from you. I was drunk. And I'm sorry that you made me not drunk and made me even more cranky, but that's the thing. I sleep in alleyways.
Just keep it in check so you don't get in trouble and so the kids stay safe. And Rand, please don't remove anyone's heads unless you're specifically asked to.
Everyone's saying things that are nice, but you. Why don't I get to remove a head?
If someone asks you to, you can, but...
I'll walk up to Rend and I'll give him a hug and I'll say, Rend, when I'm ready for my head to get removed, you can remove mine.
He hugs Orkira and 2 molten tears come down his eyes. And luckily don't burn you as they hit your scales because you have fire resistance.
For a moment, it's kind of nice because I've been cold this whole time. So I'm like, yeah. I'll let you know, okay? Otherwise, take care, okay?
I'm fine. Just can't remove anyone's head, so, whatever.
I think you'll find other things to keep yourself occupied. You'll find a good hobby. It'll be okay.
You did know that people can change their garments, right? That they can swap those out? I take off my cloak.
I wasn't
put it back
attached.
on. I grab a spare cloak out of my pack and I put it around him.
Hugo goes like, please do not encourage him now. He will try to remove someone's back. Please just be very gentle with what you inform him about. He is like a dog with a wren phrases in your country, but
while everybody's saying their tearful goodbyes, Freely very much is like, wait a second. Orkira's kind of stuck in time. And Averin, you're kind of stuck in time. I know you said this isn't your thing, but does this seem related to you two? You're not resting. You're not changing. You're all like stuck like this. And he doesn't breathe and doesn't like that.
I mean, I don't know what happened to me, but I'm not dead yet.
I don't see it.
It's needlessly complicated. I've been dead before, so that's my breathing is much shallower. My heart rate is much slower. I don't know that this is related. It could be Dunamancy again. It could be that she has been severed from the weave, but there are no answers inside of me for this.
That's what Killian said, and that he said we're supposed to go. Well, he mentioned something about the Bright Queen and that she's the only one that can fix things, but
I would not necessarily trust him.
Yeah. I know. I mean, we should go find Briv. We should go. It was a long trip.
Let's do it. Okay.
Averin hands Alyndra a sending stone. Should you need me, let me know. And he hands Freely his pistol.
Oh.
Why does that seem familiar?
Why does it seem like a bad idea?
For when magic doesn't work out.
I shall call it Penelope.
Oh my gosh.
I tuck it away. I'm like, thanks, Avery.
For you, it's like tucking a shotgun into
it's like the Hellboy gun.
Really, we're gonna have to figure out how to make more ammo for that, so you don't run out like the last Penelope.
It's hanging over my bed though. It's a place of honor. Okay, all right, that's fine, Briv.
Once Briv sees like that their intent, is to come up, like whenever he has the visibility, all he does, he just waves, points at a place, and then walks in. And basically he's going to try to talk to whoever's in the establishment, and essentially is I am looking for a room by myself where I shall not be disturbed until morning.
You? Half-Orc, you want room?
Thou art very astute.
Yeah. We get you a room.
Very good, but I should not be disturbed. Is this a room such as that? Does the door have a lock?
Oh, yes, lock. Has lock.
Very well.
Half our golden room, locked door, being not disturbed.
Very good.
You want a drink?
I do not require a drink. I have a task to perform. The key, please.
Okay. Gold?
How much?
20.
20 gold.
15.
Very well. I slide over 15 gold. And then I'm going to go upstairs, and I imagine at this point in time, a little after sunset. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, the sun has set. And is full party mode in Hupperdook. There are gnomes in the streets drinking whiskey, drinking absinthe. There are people dancing. There is this vagrancy, people just running through the streets, playing kickball, all kinds of madness. There are gnomes hanging off of signs. The place has gone completely mad. Once you heard a whistle blow and work was out, it is like spring break for gnomes. Like, things have gotten weird. There is a barrel full of whiskey, and gnomes are jumping off a plank into the barrel of whiskey, drinking it and popping back out again. And they're scoring the jumping.
As I'm going up the stairs to find my room, I'm like literally just kind of like picking up gnomes and moving them out of my way. And so as I get up to the room itself, I get inside, I lock the padlock, I'm assuming, or the keyhole. And then I kind of like turn and look at it one more time. And then I see that there used to be like a latch that would also lock, but it's not there anymore. And then I just kind of like push a little bit of metal out of my finger, and like I'm gonna leave that metal there and like put it back into the latch to make sure that nobody can come inside the door. And then I go to the floor, and of course Briv this whole time is kind of talking to himself. So I remember this from long ago, and he's getting sitting crisscross applesauce. He has the sword, in his lap, and he's already kind of determined some of what it does. And so he starts concentrating just a little bit, and the great sword, first shifts from kind of raw and savage looking, a pretty typical orc weapon, into the cleaner version that looks just like his other sword. And he like lays the other sword down for just a second. And then he concentrates again, and it elongates and kind of morphs. And so the metal, just like he can control in his body, extends into a spear. And then he does it again, and it extends into some cutting out of it. And all of it's just, metal that he's reforming and reshaping. And he is going to start a ritual that he doesn't really know every detail of, but he remembers the stories from his super early childhood, and he's hoping that he gets this right, where he's trying to allow the metal to also absorb the properties of his other weapon, and he's going to do that tonight instead of sleeping.
Okay, you are in a deep meditative, concentration heavy moment of extreme attunement between two magical items, trying to transfer the magic. And you can feel actually like the magic from your greatsword moving up your arm and hitting your elbow and moving into the chest itself, and it just kind of hums inside of you. It's not entirely comfortable what you're doing, and it takes a great deal of physical control at the same time, and also frankly wisdom and concentration. And you push it back out your right hand into the other sword that can change shape.
Okay. And at this point in time, I simply change the shape back into the great sword to look like the other great sword. and I am just going to. So, what time would this end up being if that was?
It's going to take 8 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, at the end of that, I'm simply going to just wait until somebody tries to find me in the morning and starts beating on the door. What I would assume to be very loud. Any other time that I have there, I'm going to go to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's in party mode, but it's so loud that it's almost kind of like, you don't really know.
It's like a noise machine.
Yeah.
It's like white noise.
Living in New York City, it's great.
It's just a white noise. It's just, gnome machine. It's just constant gnomish chatter and screaming and bickering. With all of you back at the safe house, Avon slowly closes the door. And you see Keen, the dark elf, looking at you. Clearly going to miss you. And then Avon opens the door real quick. Oh, by the way, and he flicks a coin at you and then shuts the door and locks it.
I look at this coin.
It's a coin very much like Alyndra's coin.
Huh. Do I recognize it?
And the door disappears.
That's one way to be secure.
Can't break into a place without doors.
It's true.
We got a Penelope. That is not true, sir.
Yes, the city of Signal is aware now.
I put this coin somewhere safe and join the others.
All right. You saw where Briv Stillmare went off to an inn, and it is bumping.
If we hear like the gnomish parting, I'm like, you guys. I know everything is terrible and we're on a mission and we're moving from crisis to crisis, but I need like one good night. Like I just gotta.
Well, what are they celebrating?
Yeah, I'd love to know.
It's being alive, I think.
It's a good thing to celebrate.
I'll tell you I was celebrating.
Yeah.
Tiny people. It's not work. We're not working right now. It's off work hours. So that's why we're celebrating. Because, you don't be so judgmental. You can party whenever you want to.
Yay.
It's just, I do just like wander to the nearest crowd of gnomes and like sit down and start telling them stories.
Should we just make sure Briv's okay and then go grab a hot dog?
Yeah.
There is a gnomish hot dog machine that is on the street right now, just cranking out hot dogs at an alarming, semi-dangerous rate. It's cooking them while, wrapping them up in little sausages and everything else. And then another thing is like baking the bread instantaneously. You just see bread just pop up, get molded into a bun, and get shot out, and they both meet and the hot dogs drop. And every once in a while,
under a different set
someone gets hit by a hot dog and gets hit by a bun. Like
under a different set of circumstances, I'd be deeply suspicious of anomalous gnomish meat. But right now, Freely just wants to have a good time tonight. Like, give me the hot dogs, give me the drinks, give me
the kids are gonna love this place.
You buy into a hot dog Freely, and it is like the best hot dog you've ever had in your life.
Oh my God, Penelope, you gotta try this. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Penelope is off in a dancing, and she's like, yeah, and his name was the Traveler, huh?
Oh, the Traveler. Oh, whoa. Tell me about the Traveler, man. That sounds cool.
Right, yeah, I'll tell you everything. He's my friend. That's the best part.
Okay, yeah, okay, so we can like all worship the Traveler?
Yeah, you should. I mean, maybe, he never said worship, but you should be his friend. I think that's kind of very similar, isn't it?
We can all worship, be friends of the Traveler?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, okay. Does he like altars and stuff? Or like, we can make him like a gnomish altar, like an altar that dances?
Yeah, I think he'd love that.
Okay, we can work on that. We can work on that right now. I can invent while drunk. I'm fine.
I believe you.
I'm good. I'll make a robot statue right now to the Traveler right now. I'll do it.
Yay, good. Do it.
They'll do it right now. Okay. We're gonna make a robot statue to the Traveler right now.
All right, guys.
Let's start making it. They start making a robot statues of the traveler.
I would probably spend just 10 seconds checking up on Briv, probably being that person who knocks on the door. Like, hey, are you okay?
I mean, if it's during that 8 hours, she does not get a reply.
It would be like right at the beginning. It would be like, do you need anything? You want me to get you a hot dog, dude? No?
Yeah, I mean, if it's toward the beginning, I say, I am indisposed, Orkira.
Okay, let us know if you
I
need
shall
anything.
see thee in the morning.
Okay, sure. And I'll go back outside and I'm going to find a place. I'm assuming there's like bonfire set up somewhere.
Oh yeah, there's bonfires, all kinds of stuff. Like
I want to go find like the biggest
like little tricycles. That are like got kind of like a jet engine on the back, and they are like doing jumps over bonfires right now.
Oh my gosh!
And everyone, once in a while, one doesn't make it. But they like there's a squad with like a fire hose, and they hit the gnome who's on fire right now, and he jumps out of the bonfire, and then a fire hose just hits him and then knocks him about like 8 blocks down the street. And then he's just like a smoking mass, and he's just like, I don't think I made it.
This actually is interesting. The spring in me starts to burn. Yes. I wish to jump a fire on a tricycle.
I am making a sign that says Keen Knievel, and I'm there with it.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
God.
I'll go grab a drink and go stand next to Orkira. Win with gnomes.
It's all right. I still have a couple of healing spells left. I'll be fine.
All the gnomes are like, Keen. I need an acrobatics check.
You can do it. Bardic inspiration. I slap him on the back. I'm like, I believe in you.
They pull a ripcord, and the fire engine on the back of it just explodes, and there's like an explosion of like smoke and eldritch fire, and you start heading right for the bonfire.
Yeah, some guidance as well.
I'm going to use all of the bardic and all the guidance.
Use it all.
Oh wow! Altogether, it is a dirty 20.
Yay!
Okay. Yeah, you on this tricycle. And you just go boom right through the air, and all the gnomes like, oh shit! And you just fly, and you perfectly land on the tricycle. You actually hit a building, roll on the side of the wall, wheels slightly, and the gnomes are like watching you like, whoa. And then you come off the building, and then you land, and you just do like a Tokyo drift move, and it just leaves like tire burn.
Prestidigitate like colorful sparks coming out of the tail of his tricycle.
Me too.
I'm starting a wave in the crowd, just like, yay!
Yeah, all the gnomes are like, oh no! And one gnome's like, if you're not out of control, you're not in control.
This place is awesome!
We've left the kids in a good place. You brought us to Hupperdook. That's what you did.
You knew what we were.
Spring break is the best place.
This is the absolute best time for Briv to miss too. I love it.
Yeah, I know. Briv, you were like deep in concentration. Every once in a while, a random gnome flies through there and hits your window and slowly goes.
But once it's a tricycle, and you could swear you see Keen flaming on the side of it.
And I expect you're just like. You probably couldn't have chosen a worse city to be.
The actual, wisdom or charisma saving throws that have to happen for it to all go with it are for Briv not to stop and just join in the revels. It has nothing to do with distraction. It's just like he wants
just self-control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're having to work your oath of heroism like a lot. You're like,
I made a commitment.
Every once in a while, I do just message him where he's like, "Woo, yeah!" And then I'm like, "No, Briv, it's terrible. No, this sucks so bad. You're not missing anything. Oh my god, hold on, you guys!" And then it just like cuts off.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, someone runs over to a bunch of you as well. Another gnome. He's got like a big bushy beard, but nothing in the center. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna do forge fight. You want to do a forge fight?"
What is that?
Yes. What is it?
Oh, that's when we get into 2 forged automatons, and then we like fight.
Battle bots.
I will grab more popcorn and I will sit and watch.
I hold up my metal arm and I'm like, I was built for this.
Oh, you're already halfway there, man. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Who's getting into battle bots? Who's getting into constructs?
I will get into a construct after I drink one of these. What is this?
All right, you drink a bunch of gnomish whiskey. Penelope, half pint.
Yeah.
You are in like one corner, and in the other corner is Freely. And Freely's is made out of like all rusty iron, and there's a little bit of blood on inside of it. It's not like it's not totally up to spec.
That's a weird paint job.
Yours is all chrome and blinged out with like magical light and stuff, and it's almost like disco light. Dancing lights are constantly being cast in it, and so you're just like, and when Freely moves it, it's like.
Yeah, I'm like, time to go to Halfling school.
Attack roll. Hear my metal. Oh, what's her attack?
Yeah. What do we do?
You have plus six to your attack.
25.
I have no idea what the AC is, but my attack is 17.
Your attack is 17. Penelope half pint strikes you. Strikes your metal construct. 48 points of damage, and your construct just explodes all around you, and you topple out of it, and you're just like surrounded in a pile of rubble. And as Penelope just like does the 1-2 punch.
I super run up and chest bump her construct like in the knee, like yeah.
Vanilla punch.
Okay, what's next?
I've now made a sign that says Penelope awesome, and I'm holding that up, and I'm like, yay!
A bunch of gnomes come over, and they're like, you see like 3 gnomes run over with a spear, and they're like, tall people. We got tall people in town. You're much taller than dwarves. Can we get your help? We want to try something new.
Yeah.
Like what?
Oh, how about you? How about you, pale elf lady? You know.
What are we doing? The spear makes me a little nervous.
It's gonna be totally fine. We do this all the time. It's totally fine. We used to do this in my neighborhood all the time.
You just said this is new.
Well, no. Just be cool. Have a whiskey. Have a whiskey. And they rush over to like Keen, and another group of gnomes rush over to Keen with a spear. Okay, so like everything's gonna be fine. All you need to do is run real fast at your other elf friend. All right, and that's the rules of the game. Let your rider determine what happens, man. Like the rider it's called elf jousting. That's the new game we just made up. Elf jousting. We're doing elf jousting right now, okay? And they're not trying to hit you. We're not trying to kill the other. We're not trying to kill anybody, you know. We're just trying to hit the other gnome. Like this is just fun.
Hey, and guess what? If this goes bad, Rin can do a full body replacement. It's fine.
Hey, what's in this, man? Because, whoa.
We'll call it summer juice.
That's not alcohol, man. That's like alchemist fire, but you know, whatever gets you high.
I mean, I got an offline to figure out what that orange drink is.
That's
in real life.
Good stuff, man. Look, hey, give me that stick, man.
I messaged Briv again.
That's me. This is that's
He's
my
in
job.
his slosh season.
I messaged Briv.
I'm your jockey. I'm the Keen jockey.
Right. Keen, just
right.
stay in your summer. Just stay in your summer. You'll be fine.
I don't think I'm in summer anymore, man.
It's like spring break.
So where am I going with this stick, man?
So we put gnomes on our shoulders?
Yeah. There's a gnome on each of your shoulders, just like holding a spear.
Feels like back with the clan.
All right, so
Clan Monkeymouse. Here we go.
When we hit 3, on the count of 3, just charge the other elf. All right, we'll take care of the rest. All right, 1, 2, 3.
All right. This moment, Keen gets a 2.
I need Keen. You have disadvantage, and I need an attack roll from Alyndra.
I've foreseen this moment. Keen gets a 2.
Oh my god!
What are we adding to it?
It's done. It's done. Keen, how do you approach?
Badly.
Yeah.
I start my master charge like forward, man, and then I forget my drink. So I pause and I turn around and I get my drink, and then when I turn back, I'm facing the wrong way, man.
Which is good because Alyndra is struggling to carry this gnome on her shoulders. This is a very heavy.
Would you call
staggering forward, trying to.
Tall lady, you're not so good at being tall.
You'll just
stop wiggling so much. We're gonna miss. I'm gonna throw up. No. Keen, your gnome gets knocked off, and it flies into a fountain nearby.
I had a gnome on me, man.
Like, I just intermittently, about every 15 minutes or so, Briv keeps getting broken messages like, oh my god, that was incredible. No, Briv, this is all stupid. Just you stay indoors, man. Like, it just smells weird. And then it gets the cuts off mid-sentence.
I now have a sign that says Alyndra, daughter of awesome. Yay, Alyndra!
Okay. We got one more game, right? We got one more game. We see that you cannot party with like the tough people like us, but like, Dragonborn.
What's up? Hi.
We just want to see what happens. We're gonna line up shots.
Shots of what?
Table, and then we need you to do like a drive-by.
Only what by?
I want to ride on top of you when we do it. You're just gonna lay all the shots. Just lay all the shots.
Do it.
And there's just like all of these picnic benches all the way down the block, and there's nothing but whiskey shots all the way down. Like just 1,000 whiskey shots.
I minor illusion like a landing strip along for
just like guiding lights.
Yeah, guiding light down the side of the shop.
All right, give me a torch and get on. Let's do this.
No, you gotta do the breath thing, right? Like you can breathe. Can you breathe? You're like a dragon, right?
Yeah, but I can only do like 15 feet. There's a lot going on here. I need more than that.
Really fast. Just move really fast.
All right. Sure.
Just go all the way in. Do you want a little something to help you?
Shot. Here, drink this.
Drink this?
I take whatever it is.
You get haste. You are like, your eyes just like, your pupils just go wide open. You're like, oh.
I grab her face. I literally look at her. I'm like, Orkira.
Yeah, hi.
Do it for the Phoenix.
I am right over his shoulder. You are in your summer.
Oh, Keen, I'm always in my summer.
Oh my gosh.
All right, yeah, sure. Okay.
All right,
I let him get on top of my shoulders.
Let's go on the clock tower, and then
Orkira, you are blessed. And I cast bless on you.
You cast bless on another gnome. Do you have another bless?
So I can get a couple of people in it.
I mean, like, thanks, man. Thanks for the bless. I appreciate it.
Okay, so Orkira, so Alyndra cast bless on me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's this moment where I look super excited and about to put the gnome on my face, and then Orkira's face falls and she looks panicked, and she goes, ah! And I'm flying away. I'm gone. Hasted back to wherever Briv was.
Okay.
Freaked out.
Here?
Is the gnome still on your shoulder?
No, I didn't get him on my shoulders yet.
Okay.
So as soon as that happens, I'm just like, and I'm gone.
Oh man, what did you say?
When she leaves, I'm like, and I turn and just try an Eldritch Blast over the shots and see if that lights them. I'm fine if I destroy them all. I'm like,
Yeah. They all explode all in one line of like 120 feet. They just go.
Ooh.
Oh
man.
check on her.
Yeah, Orkira, she's never scared of anything. What just happened? She's scared of gnomes.
I'm gonna go follow, and on my way, I'm gonna grab a drink to take with me.
I think this is a good moment to take a long rest. You've had a lot to drink, and probably Orkira doesn't want to be interrupted, and also so Briv Steelmarrow isn't stuck in his room all night. So,
well, I definitely have one action that I would like to do, like as soon as the morning comes.
Okay.
Before we gloss that over. So basically, Briv is going to actually emerge from his room, I imagine, earlier than the rest of the degenerates.
Right. Yeah.
And basically, he retrieves the metal back into his body. He unlocks the door. He starts walking out in the hallway, and they're just like a carpet of gnomes.
Yeah.
And then he happens to maybe see Freely probably amongst one of them or something.
Freely would have like slept right against your door, like I was guarding it, but like really badly. You know what I mean?
So when I open it,
and there's several gnomes sleeping on Freely.
And he just
we can't say for sure what happened.
Cuddle pile. That's all that happened.
Freely.
And so I am just gonna like edge my way downstairs, and basically I'm just gonna get at the Deadwood looking balcony, like looking down on the aftermath of revels. And Briv just kind of to himself, like just shakes his head, takes the sword off, looks at the sword, and then just says, "I hope that thou art worth it." And then he puts it back. And he goes to try to find everyone to try to wake them up after he feels like they've slept long
You
enough.
all hear an incredibly loud whistle, just a boo, and all the gnomes get up and they're like, fine. Oh, and they like, some of them cast prestidigitation. I can't say it.
Prestidigitation.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I will just like point at someone and have them do it for me.
We gotcha. And
they all immediately start going to work. Almost like they're completely sober and they're fine. No hangover, no nothing. This is just every day in Hupperdook.
God, Freely.
However, for you all, this loud whistle is like the worst.
Oh my God.
Okay. You have still pieces of BattleBot on you, Freely, that you didn't know were still attached.
Oh, all right. Okay. I do check my personal effects are all in place.
Yeah, everything's there. Everything's there, and including all your original limbs.
Oh,
well, you may wish your head was
some
missing
aftermarket upgrades. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, Briv, I was like keeping an eye on you to make sure you were okay. That you were okay.
I am perfectly fine, Freely. I thank thee for thine vigilance.
No, you didn't miss anything, man. It was like super stupid. Oh, yeah.
No, it was Hooper Duper.
I hope Chad doesn't feel that way too.
Hooper Duper?
Hooper Duper.
Hooper Duper.
No, we don't want
the name of this episode, Hooper Duper.
Stage whisper to Penelope. I'm like, no, we don't want him to feel bad for missing out. Tell him it sucked. I was awesome, but it sucked.
Okay. It was Hooper Duper.
I am standing right here.
Penelope has like about 80 club stamps all up and down her arm. Apparently Penelope didn't head back to the inn. So you're not quite sure.
And now everyone knows the traveler.
The greatest crusade ever.
It's true.
Oh my gosh.
The crusade of friendship.
Yeah, if you try to wash it off, it doesn't work so great. So people are going to know for a while.
Spring Break Crusade.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the highest point in the city?
Yeah, it's a ways. There's like an upper city that's a little bit more secure.
I get to the highest point in the lower city.
Mm-hmm.
That is where I am waking up.
Okay. You are waking up on a clock tower, and you are woken up not by the whistle, but the actual gonging of the bell. Doom, doom. As seagulls kind of like pick at you, just like we're curious if maybe perhaps you might have turned.
I am in my winter.
Seagulls all fly away because it suddenly gets very cold and they're like frightened of your presence.
Oh, that is all.
Penelope, Penelope would like to check, try to find Orkira, if we know where she is.
Where's Orkira?
Well, after I flew off, I would have found my way probably to the only place that I thought was safe, which would have been outside of where Avron's safe house is. And I would have just hung out in a corner until things had passed.
Did you fall asleep?
Probably. I don't imagine I would have been scared too long. So it took me a while, and then I just kind of curled up and fell asleep. So I'm probably waking up outside of the safe house like, all right, I guess I should go find everybody.
You wake up and you have a blanket that has been placed on you.
Did I steal someone's blanket too?
And in your armpit is a diamond that is wrapped in a piece of scribbled paper.
Open it up. What does it say?
I just wanted you to know, Orkira Eldrex, I am not 100% a dick.
I'll fold the piece of paper up and put it in my bag and look at the diamond and be like, you just had to hang out with Penelope for a while. And I'll put and then I'll spend a good moment or two trying to figure out how to deliver the blanket back, but I'm assuming there's no windows.
There's no
doors.
wall.
There's nothing.
That's adorable. She's just like staring at walls and just
pretty much just like
you're like a Pulp Fiction meme. You're just like,
yeah.
I'll fly up on the roof. I'll think for a second about the chimney. I'll be like, no, I'm not going to do
he's really worked this out.
No, he's definitely smarter than I am. I will tuck the blanket away, and then I'll wander back over to the inn where I hope my friends have found a place to sleep.
You find Briv Stillmarrow longingly looking at what he missed.
Hey,
what happened here, Orkira?
This place knows how to party, that's for sure. Are you okay? What were you up to?
I made a new friend, and basically Briv pulls the giant sword off, and as soon as he does, he just starts like kind of changing through as quickly as he can to like different weapons.
That's cool.
I call it Arsenal, and it is part of me now.
Like literally? Like you're going to stick it inside you?
We'll see how it goes.
Okay. That's what you're up doing all night?
It was. I wanted to be at my best when we go to try to save thee.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Do you want to hear about the jet engines? You should ask Keen about the jet engines.
Perhaps I can get that tale when we are on the road.
I mean, he probably has a lot of tales about that. Yeah. He could probably tell you. Yeah, it was really neat. It wasn't as neat as your sword thing, though. That's super neat.
Thou dost not have to patronize me, Orkira. I know that it is rather neat, but wilt thou help me herd the cats to get on the road? It might be difficult. I am not sure that Alyndra has ever drank alcohol or had fun in her life, so I'm not exactly sure if she'll be ready for the travels today.
Well, we'll do our best. It'll be fun to hear what everybody was up to all night, right?
It surely will.
If
Huzzah.
I remember.
All right, yeah, let's go. See how everyone's doing. Get everybody ready. Yeah. And I'll walk on inside awkwardly, be probably too loud as I'm trooping upstairs and be like, "Hi, is everyone okay?"
Orkira, are you okay?
Why are you yelling?
I'm not yelling. This is just my indoor voice. Sorry.
I hand freely a flask of water.
A flask of water.
You know, it's
Is it a flask
one
of
of
water?
the gnomes is wearing one of Freely's spare shirt.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Were you wearing that last night?
You know, the details are hazy, but that's all right. How are you doing, Red? You were all right, yeah. From what I remember, you had a good time.
It was.
I find this hard to believe.
No, she went for it. It's hey, all right. Hey.
The
I mean,
one
I've still got
time I
this
tried to do an 8-hour magical ritual and Alyndra actually has a good time.
Now you know how I feel all of the time.
No, Briv, what you did was you brought balance to the planes to like free her up to have a good time by you doing the like book nerd stuff.
Very well. 'Twas worth it, I suppose.
Has anyone seen Kane?
Keen, you are climbing down this large bell tower. Every time it gongs, you're just like, oh, and you have to pee, and you just climb down the rope, and you get to the bottom of the clock tower, and you walk, and you bump into something, because your keen elven incense, senses aren't so great right now, and you see this enormous construct statue in front of you, and it's like partially painted green metal, and it has like long wavy copper wire for hair, and it's just moving a hand back and forth with glowing green eyes. I'm the traveler, worship me. I'm the traveler, worship me. I'm the traveler, worship me. I'm the traveler, worship me.
Is that me or is that the thing?
Give it a kick. Those gnomish batteries, they last for centuries. I'm sure it just needs a little jostle.
I will report this later to the group.
All right, you make your way back to the inn.
I just while we're sitting there, I'm like, so you guys, the kids are safe. I think we call the drow and ask them how to find them.
Are you sure you want to be calling in your condition right now?
Nah, I'll be fine. I am an actor. I'll be ready.
Orkira.
Some breakfast first.
Kira, what happened to you yesterday? You just ran away.
I just needed to not be there anymore.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Briv pulls out all kinds
breakfast.
of meat. When she said breakfast, Briv starts pulling out all kinds of meat and is just meeting people.
Oh.
Trying to pass out meat.
Pocket salami. That's Orkira will take the distraction. Pocket salami. Great. Here, have some.
And basically, when that happens, Briv kind of winks at Orkira, because he was actually trying to get her out of that situation. So,
Alyndra is going to message Orkira privately, not on group chat, and just say, "Whenever you're ready to talk, I'm here."
Do I even get the message?
You.
Then I don't respond. That's good salami.
Huzzah.
We should get some water and some electrolytes and all of you, and then figure out what we're gonna do. Oh, I didn't actually talk to him. He left me a note. Averin, I got the diamond back. He gave me the diamond back. Also, I've got a blanket of his I really need to give back, but there's no door. There's no window. There's no nothing.
Is it just a blanket?
No, it's a diamond. See?
No, I very much like get like right next to it. I'm like, no, does the like magic or like always keep you warm or like strangle your enemies?
Arm tingles as you get near it.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like there's something with the blanket.
Oh,
I can do a detect magic or an identify if we have the time.
I'll hand the blanket to Alyndra and be like, I just thought he was being nice, but maybe
You
he's being really nice.
cast detect magic. Tell me about detect magic.
Detect magic will allow me to sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me. Anything I sense, I see a faint aura around any visible creature or object that bears magic, and I learn the school of magic.
Orkira's blanket lights up like a Christmas tree. It is it has evocation magic tied to it, which when you walk, you can kind of identify that it kind of it's almost like a blanket of elven kind. So it kind of like masks your presence while you're sleeping and keeps you warm at the same time.
Oh.
All of Orkira lights up and glows so bright the entire inn is bathed in the magic, the bluish glow of detect magic.
What school is she lighting up with?
She is lighting up with evocation.
And
Yeah, we're waiting for the butt. We're waiting for the butt on that one.
And you are reading the different colors and the auras, and they're exceptionally strong. There's powerful magic here. So you're reading very powerful evocation magic surrounding her at this moment. And you're also picking up a layer of illusion.
Alyndra, what's up? Yeah. Hi.
And I make sure there's no one around. In fact, I may put us into a tiny hut to have this conversation. We need to just, or I can group chat.
We'll call it what it is, so no one gets confused at home.
Sorry, I'm very telepathic bond.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Orkira?
Can I hear her on the group chat? I was able to before, right?
Yes, you can hear in that.
Yeah, hi. In the call.
And then I message and I say, can you hear me here?
I don't get the message.
No.
Something is off.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's been off since,
Really off.
Like what?
I need to check some things a little bit further. And
is it with the blanket? I mean,
it. And I look at her and I am going to lie to her.
Okay.
Yes, I need you to come with me though. I want to just give it, do a little bit more examination on it. And I would like to cast Identify on Orkira to figure out what's going on with her.
Tell me about Identify.
If I'm touching a creature, I learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Is there any limitation? Any save on
that? It does not have any save.
So she casts Identify on me? Are we still... So
how long does that take? And what's everyone else doing?
It is now that I return.
And now is the winter of Arkeen.
I walk quietly so as not to make sound with my footsteps.
Hail, Keen!
No, I walk back.
'Tis thine friend Briv. How art thou doing this fine morning?
Why are you following
me? Briv keeps walking to try to chase him.
Identify only works on objects.
No, the last line of it says you can do it on a creature.
It does?
If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Okay.
Keen art thou in thine winter now?
You discover that Orkira Eldrex has had a wish spell cast on her. And she has also had Simulacrum. And that's where we'll end the adventure, everyone. Thank you for watching Beyond Heroes. Thank you so much to Lauren Urban playing Orkira Eldrex, B. Dave Walters playing Freely, TJ Storm playing Keen Deapreth, Jen Kretchmer playing Alyndra Sarrbarand, Hope LaVelle playing Penelope Halfpint, and Adam Bradford playing Briv Stillmarrow. Check out Wild Champions. There's Briv Stillmarrow is now available. Now you can play both as Averin and as Briv all at the same time. It's very exciting. Thank you so much for joining us and letting us go just a little bit late.
I'm casting Freely's tantrum.
Don't forget to love each other. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.